Hello everyone, it is Lil Hill, and today I'm going to be going over the new Pokemon from the Paldean region. I'm not going to be going over legendaries or the paradox forms yet. I'm just going to go over the final stage evolutions of all the new Pokemon from the region, including like the new forms and everything. Pretty sure I covered everything, and today we're just going to be looking at stats, not signature moves and signature abilities. There are like a whole bunch of new moves that came with the game, but we're not gonna I kind of dropped in a couple here and there because I thought they were interesting, but obviously I don't cover all the moves, but I am gonna cover all the Pokemon. This may also become a two-parter, depending on how fast I do go through them, so we'll see. So let's start. We're gonna start alphabetically and also from OU to below. So obviously Annihilate, this is the new evolution of Primate, which is fighting ghosts. Has no signature ability, but Defiant is really good. Pretty sure these are all the same abilities as Primate, but they added this new move, Rage Fist, that also Primate gets, that is 50 base power, and every time this user is hit, it increases by another 50 base power, and I believe this can go up to 250, which a lot of people are complaining about on Showdown, at least in singles. So yeah, this move is incredibly strong. Probably not as strong for VGC, but still a very, very good move. So it's 250 base power, and then you're plus, like, you're getting stab, and if you Terra type Ghost, yeah, that's just a lot of damage. And looking at its stats, it did get a buff from being Primeape. So we have higher HP, 115 attack is very good. This higher HP essentially allows you to take more hits to increase your Rage Fist. This also gets Drain Punch and Bulk Up, so yeah, this is a very good Pokemon and is obviously an OU for a reason. Now we go on to the pseudo legendary of the region, Excalibur, which is Dragon Ice. Has a signature ability, Thermal Exchange. This Pokemon's attack is raised by one stage when hit by fire moves, and it can't be burned. Obviously not being burned by like Scald or any type of moves like that. Scald did get reduced, so not a lot of Pokemon have Scald now, but still not being able to get burned from that, or just like Will-O-Wisp in general. Also, if someone goes, sometimes you can switch in on a fire type move and get that +1. Then we have its signature move, Glaive Rush, which is a 120 base power Dragon type move, which is essentially a Draco Meteor. With no 100% accuracy also, and the backdrop is that next turn the enemy Pokemon's attack can't miss, and it does twice as much damage. So honestly, looking at this, like, this does not have much drawback. You can always just switch out. So really strong move. Also, this Pokemon gets like Dragon Dance, so that's obviously very strong. Earthquake has good coverage, even has priority with Ice Shard, even has Freeze Dry for water types. Very broken. Obviously can Terra Blast, so I'm not really going to talk about Terra Blasting because that can turn into any type, but really high base HP, really high base attack. Defenses are not bad. 92 and 86 is okay. Speed tier is not great, but it's still decent. Like, it's not incredibly slow. You could still definitely Dragon Dance up and eventually sweep. This 115 attack, 115 HP actually will allow you to Dragon Dance up on most stuff. So that's obviously why this thing is an OU. So yeah, pretty good pseudo and pretty interesting ability. It's not bad, not great. This Glaive Rush though is very strong. Then we have Ceruledge, the Violet, one of the Violet exclusives, with a no signature ability, Flash Fire and weak armor, but it does have a signature move of Bitter Blade, which is a 90 base attack that also recovers health. So this is essentially a flamethrower, but it's physical and gives you health back, which is pretty good. They also added a new fire move. I guess he doesn't get it, but there is another, I think, new fire move going around, but no, I'm thinking of Armor Rouge. We'll get there when we get there, but this thing is an OU, has obviously Shadow Claw, Close Combat, has good coverage, Dragon Claw, maybe even Flame Charge set, Night Slash, Psycho Cut. A lot of coverage, which is really good. Looking at the stats, 125 attack is pretty good. 100 special defense. This is interesting. Most of the time when you have like high attacking Pokemon, they have high defense, but this is actually the opposite. So high attack, high special defense. Speed is okay. Compared to a lot of things in the tier, it's not great, but it's not bad. So this thing is okay. Still an OU, so still pretty good. Then we have Clodsire with Poison Ground typing. I don't know if this is unique typing for this generation. I think it might be. I think there was a couple more that also are unique, but anyway, has Water Absorb as its best ability, but no signature abilities. Also did not get a signature move, which is really sad. This thing does have 130 base HP and 100 special defense. Really bad defense, really slow. Attack is okay. Overall, this thing is kind of sad. It does have the immunity to water, but yeah, I wish it had more. Like, does it even get recover? It does get recover, so it does seem to be like some type of wall, which is pretty cool, but honestly it doesn't seem to be that strong, even though I freaking love its design, and when I evolved this in game it was so cool. Okay, let's go on to Cyclizar. Cyclizar, we saw Shed Skin as his ability, but don't remember when it was first revealed we saw Regenerator. Very cool ability, because when you shed skin, you take half HP, get a sub, and then pass it to a target. You're also getting health back, so this thing is obviously an OU. Also has like really good coverage, a lot of crazy moves. U-turn obviously good for being a regenerator, but most of the time you're just gonna want to shed tail. Yeah, lots of good coverage. And then looking at stats, very high speed, decent attack and special attack, so it's not bad. And it also has some setup moves with agility, shift gear is really good, that you can essentially pass around the boost with Shed Tail. So that's also, actually Shed Tail doesn't work for Baton Pass, but I think this thing gets Baton Pass, right? Oh, it doesn't, just kidding. Well, I guess setting up isn't the best thing, but definitely getting a sub to something is very important. So then we have Dondozo with a no signature ability, unfortunately. Best one's probably Unaware, because it looks like it's going to be a wall based off its stats. No signature moves, very high HP of 150, very high attack at 100, very good defense. Obviously it's lacking specially, and also the speed is really low, but still a very good Pokemon. Also, when you look at Tatsugiri, which is a Pokemon that's paired with this, well, we'll look at that later, but this Pokemon just by itself in singles is not bad as a defensive wall. But later on, you'll see that in doubles, this thing can be a monster. Post-com coming through. Dondozo actually does get a signature ability, which is called Order Up, which is a Dragon type move, physical. And if you have consumed a Tatsugiri, you get +1 stat depending on the Tatsugiri color. Yep, that's all. Then we have Garganackle. We're still in the OU tier, has this new ability, Purifying Salt, so it can't be status, and Ghost Power against it are halved, so you essentially get a resistance to Ghost with this Pokemon. Then its signature move is Salt Cure, which is a 40 base power physical move, but it does 1/8 HP every turn, and if you do this on a Steel or Water type, they're taking 1/4 each turn, which is extremely strong, especially if you're going up against these typings. Then we also are looking at its EVs, very high HP, very decent attack, very high defense and special defense, very bulky, it's just slow. That's why like this thing is monster. It also has like recover, so very good Pokemon, and probably will stay in OU for a while. Also gets like Stealth Rock, pretty decent coverage overall. Very useful Pokemon. Then we have Goldengo, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it has the signature ability, good as gold, where it is immune to all status type moves, and this is actually really busted in OU. A lot of people are complaining about this too, because it also does not allow you to defog on it. So essentially the person against you can't get rid of hazards. Like if they have rapid sped, they can't do that either. There are some other moves that are new this generation that I don't go over in this video, but there are more ways of getting rid of hazards, but definitely getting rid of defog, like this Pokemon just like gets rid of, won't allow you to rapid spin or defog on it. It's pretty good, and you can't like use any status moves on it. So very strong Pokemon, obviously. Then it has a signature ability or move, excuse me, I'm talking way too fast. Steel type special move, 120 base power, so Steel type Draco Meteor, 100% accuracy, very good. And then it lowers the user's special attack by 1 and hit foes. So it can work in doubles as well. Yeah, very strong move. And just Ghost Steel is very good typing offensively and defensively. It also gets Focus Blast to cover Steel types normally when it can't hit those, so or either Dark types as well. Very high special attack, decent HP, decent defensives, okay speed, not bad, but overall just this typing, this ability, and this move just really make this a really good Pokemon. So then we have Glamora. We are still in the OU tier, by the way, with its hidden ability, or signature ability, excuse me, Toxic Debris. When this Pokemon is hit by a physical attack, Toxic Spikes are set out around the attacker. So obviously anytime you get hit by a move that's physical, you get a free layer of T-Spikes. And also it has a signature move, Mortal Spin, 30 base power, and it frees the users from hazards, bind, leech seed, and poisons the opponent. So this is like one of those new kind of rapid spinning moves, like I talked about previously with Goldingo. Very good move. This obviously looking like a lead Pokemon, but in terms of stats, it actually has super high special attack, and also has decent HP, decent defenses, and okay speed. I'm interested. Does this get Rock Polish? Ooh, that could be pretty good. Also gets Stealth Rock also. Yeah, pretty cool typing as well. This is the same thing as Nihiligo, which was an Ultra Beast, and that Pokemon performed pretty well. It was in OU for a while and then shifted to UU, but this thing is obviously slower but has a higher special attack. Moving forward, we have King Ambit, which is the evolved form of Bisharp. Has the ability Supreme Overlord. This Pokemon's attack and special attack raised by 10% per fainted teammate. Not a bad ability at all. Sometimes you'll probably want to stick with Defiant, but still very good. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Okay. Then it has a signature move, Tau Cleave. This move does not check accuracy, and 85 base power is okay. The reason why they give it this signature ability is because Bisharp loses knockoff in this generation, so essentially you're running Throat Chop most of the time, which is not a move that you want to use. So I mean, this thing just has like 5% more power, and it doesn't check accuracy, so it always hits. Really high attack stat, good HP stat, really high defense stat. Special defense even isn't that bad, it's just kind of slow. So overall, this Pokemon's still good. It still gets Sucker Punch and Iron Head, so it's still not bad. Also, something important to talk about is that now that Bisharp, like with this Pokemon, it loses speed. So Bisharp is like 80 base speed, but now you can even use Bisharp with Eviolite now. So Bisharp could still be pretty good in higher tiers. We just yet to see the usage out of it. So then we have Lokix. I don't know if I'm saying these names right at all, so sorry about that. But its hidden ability is Tinted Lens, but it's not a signature ability. Then it has a signature move of Axe Kick, which is a high jump kick, but essentially same thing as high jump kick, but you have 30% chance to confuse. Pretty good. Then obviously it gets access to priority first impression, bug move, Sucker Punch also. It's not a bad Pokemon, especially Tinted Lens. Essentially, you're hitting everything at least neutrally. Very good ability for this Mon. Has decent attack, decent speed also, weak defensively, pretty low HP, but if this thing is going to be like an attacker, it doesn't really need crazy amounts of defenses. Like maybe you can just have this in, it does get U-turn. You could U-turn, maybe even Sword Stance up. But not a bad Pokemon, and it's still in the OU tier. Then we go to Mousehold, whatever. Has Technician as hidden ability, no signature abilities, but it does have the signature move Population Bomb, which is stab, 20 base power, but with Technician it bumps up to 40. And then it can hit up to 10 times. And if you put wide lens on this thing, the accuracy goes up to 99%. So most of the time you're hitting 10 times, although each hit can miss. And when this thing is 40 base power times 100, wait, 40 times 10 is 400 base power times stab. So this thing is incredibly strong. This move is incredibly broken. There's also I've seen some stuff with like King's Rock that maybe if you just hit enough times you're most likely to flinch. Also really strong. Not a signature move, but there is a new kind of tidy up way that this Pokemon can get rid of hazards. A lot of Pokemon, there's a couple more Pokemon that learn this move. It's not a signature move, but increases attack and speed and clears substitute and hazards. Looking at this thing's stats, it doesn't have like great stats, although it does have good speed, but just like Technician Population Bomb is just enough where like this thing is good. You could also maybe even run like I know it gets Bullet Seed. You could run Technician Bullet Seed with maybe like the dice, and that might be good too. But yeah, it doesn't have great coverage, but this move is incredibly strong. So then we have Meowscarada. Hidden ability is Protein, so out of all three of the starters, this one's definitely the best. Obviously, Flower Trick, signature move, always results in a critical hit and does not check accuracy. So always critting. This is definitely like Wicked Blow for Urshifu, which was very strong. So obviously this move is very strong as well. Good attack stat and very high speed stat. So overall, this mon is very good. They did I think they weakened Protein, did they? No, they didn't weaken Protein. Okay. Then we move on to Orthworm, the Steel type, Titan, of course, and it has a new signature ability, Earth Eater. Heals a fourth of HP when hit by ground moves, and it's immune to ground type moves. Essentially getting rid of one of its weaknesses, so it's only weak to fire and steel, so it's pretty good. Also, we thought that Shed Tail was only a signature move for Cyclizar, but it's also a signature move for Orthworm, so gets rid of half its HP to pass the substitute. Definitely a good move. And looking at stats, very high defense, decent HP. All of its other stats are but I mean, still, I believe this thing is around the, yeah, it's still an OU. I think it's just because this move is so good and it gets rid of two of its weaknesses. So I mean, obviously the meta is still changing up right now, but that's neither here nor there. So we're actually going to finish up these last two starters, and then I'm going to make a part 2 of this video. But then we have Quaquavel, actually, I think that's how it's pronounced, but I don't know, I could be butchering all these names. Hidden ability is Moxie, very good ability. Then signature move is Aqua Step, which has 100% chance to raise the user's speed, so this thing can definitely be a sweeper with Moxie. Has a lot of good coverage, even gets Roost, Swords Dance, U-turn, yeah, Rapid Spin even, very good coverage. Then this is not a signature move, but a lot of water types are getting this move. Wave Crash is a water type Flare Blitz, so a lot of water types you cannot mess around with anymore. Let's see who else gets it, because I was looking at this earlier. Dondozo gets it, Basculin, Bruxish, Floatzel, and the new Tauros form. So very cool water move that they add that just makes all water types just a lot more scarier. Then we have Skelodurge. I'm so sorry. Unawares is hidden ability. Not a great ability, because I mean, from what I understand of how Unaware works, like if you're getting your +1 from Torch Song, which is signature move, not a bad signature move either. Like, I don't understand, does Unaware also get rid of your own +1 when taking or doing damage? Ah, never mind. No, so you still get your +1, so it's not a bad ability. It's just not great. This thing does get slack off. That's pretty cool. High HP, good defense, good special attack. Very slow though. Yeah, it is kind of slow. Surprised it's in OU though. You know what? We've got 2 more. Let's just finish up these. We've got our Bolova. I am so bad at this. Arbolova. That's how you pronounce it, because it's olive. Has a signature ability, Seed Sour. When this Pokemon is hit, opens up grassy terrain. Has no signature moves, unfortunately. Ability's pretty cool though. Very high special attack. Decent special defense, decent defense. Okay HP. Very slow though, which is very sad. Doesn't get great coverage, but it does get Strength Sap, Synthesis, so I think this is in UU for right now, but I don't think it'll ever go up to OU, but still a cool mon, nonetheless. You know what? There are more Pokemon, so I'm gonna call the video here, but make sure to check out for part 2, which will probably be up shortly. And thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!